Step 1, remove planting matrix from the bag. Roll into a ball. Step 2, place a piece of parchment or wax paper down on your work surface. Then roll the planting matrix out using your rolling pin till it's a 1/4 inch thick. Step 3, if you choose to include your pet's cremated remains, using a 1/2 teaspoon, scoop the cremated remains onto the matrix and scatter. If the mix is too dry, you can add water. Now fold all of the ingredients, making sure that you mix it up nice and evenly. And you just want to make sure it gets mixed well. And you can pick up your extra pieces that way. You can add your seed in this step as well. You're going to once again scoop this back up, making sure that you mix it well so that there's seed all through the matrix as well as your pet's cremated remains. And it truly is like kneading bread. Step 4, once you've mixed your soil matrix, your flower seeds, and your pet's cremated remains, if you choose to add them, you're going to now roll this out. You can flatten it with your hands first, then you can take your rolling pin. You want to roll it to about a 1/4 inch thick, because you don't want your seed wafers to be too thin. When they dry, they lose some of their thickness. So I typically go about a 1/4 inch, and that should be good. And then I like to smooth the edges all around, just so that I can maximize my cutting space. Last thing I want to do before I start cutting is making sure that I can easily lift the matrix from the surface. That way it doesn't stick once I start cutting the pieces out. Step 5, using your cutters, you have a heart and a paw shape. Begin cutting your shapes out of the matrix. Just make sure to press down firmly. That way, you know you cut all the way through. Sometimes you hit a seed, and that's where you hear the crunching noise. And what I like to do is put them as close to one another as possible without cutting the other off to maximize my space. All in all, you should be able to cut 12, possibly 14 seed wafers out of this. So here's the heart and a paw. I'll set that scrap to the side. In any case, you're going to continue to do this, cutting your shapes, moving them off to the side until your matrix is all gone. When you're done with that, you take all your scrap and you just start the process all over again. Once you finish cutting all of your seed wafers, the next step is to set them aside to dry. And probably the best way to do that is to put them on a piece of parchment paper or on a piece of newspaper, cookie sheet, whatever it is that you have. And you're going to want to set them in a place that's room temperature for 24 to 36 hours. They will completely dry. If you happen to have early germination because they were left in a moist place, you can take them and just put them wherever, into your yard or right into your flower pots. And of course, we can't forget step 8, that's cleanup. And it should be pretty easy, although you can determine that if you want to make this into a big project that gets spread out all over the place. But it's as simple as wiping up your space and then making sure all of these tools are washed off, because you can use them again. And you can put it back in your canister if you like. And that is it. That's how you make pet perennials.